here we are working on some more of these long division problems. And before you get started on any problem like this, I think it's a good idea to use some common sense to think ahead and have an idea of what the answer should look like when you get to it. In this case, I'm seeing we have 70 divided by 5, and I know if that was 50 in there, 50 divided by 5 would be 10, because 5 times 10 is 50. 70 is bigger than 50, so I know our answer is going to be somewhere over 10. It's not going to be as big as 20, because I happen to know that 5 times 20, 2 times 5 would be 10, plus an extra 0 is 100. So it's definitely not that big. It's probably going to be a little closer to 10 than it is to 20, but somewhere in that range. Okay, so now we know what to expect. Let's go through the specific steps on how to solve this. I mentioned in a previous video that the first step here is to take a look at the first digit and to divide it by our divisor out here. 5 is the divisor. We're dividing 70 by that 5. And you probably don't have an answer that comes immediately to mind when you ask yourself what's 7 divided by 5, because it doesn't divide evenly. So in that case, another way to think about it is to ask yourself how many 5s would fit in that 7? How many 5s go into that 7? And you might actually even do this. You might list some of the multiples of 5. So 5 times 1 equals 5. 5 times 2 equals 10. And actually we can stop there because we're already bigger than 7. And the rule is you want to choose the multiple of 5 that is as close to that number but doesn't go over it. So for us, that's 1. Only one 5 can fit into 7. Okay, so I put a 1 up there. 1 times 5 now, we do our multiplication step, and then we put that down here. So 1 times 5 is 5, and then we subtract 7 minus 5 is 2. And then we bring down the next number. So now we've got 20, and this is a little different from the easier problems we were doing before. When they divided evenly into each of the numbers, you would have a 0 after the subtraction, but now we don't. We have 20. But we simply go on with the same process. Now we look at this number and we ask how many 5s go into 20, or what is 20 divided by 5? And that you may have an answer for. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. So that goes up here. Then we multiply again, 4 times the 5, that's 20. And then we subtract and we get 0. So we know we don't have a remainder. We know that 70 is divided evenly by 5. And look at that, there are 14 5s in 70. So it was definitely between 10 and 20 and a little bit closer to the 10 than the 20. So our initial estimate was pretty good. All right, so there are a lot of steps in that. Let's practice one more just so we get it down. So here we've got 84 divided by 6. So first question is, what is 8 divided by 6, or how many 6s go into 8? And I know 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. That's too big already, so we have to go with 1. So just 1 6 can fit into 8. Now we do the multiplication step. 1 times 6 is 6. Put that down here, and then we subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2, and then we bring down the next number, and we get 24. All right, so one whole cycle complete. Next, we look at this number and we ask, what is 24 divided by 6, or how many 6s go into 24? And 24 divided by 6, that may come to the tip of your brain right away. That's going to be 4, because 6 times 4 is 24. So we'll put a 4 up here, and we'll do the multiplication. 6 times 4 is 24. And then when we do the subtraction, we get 0, and that means there's no remainder. 84 is divided evenly by 6, and the answer is 14. So that is a little bit of work with long division.